Hey guys, it's Young Living Country Girl here, and I am going to be talking today about our 2016-17 homeschool curriculum for our first grader / kindergartner and our fourth grader. So let me show you what we are doing this. Okay, so I'm going to start over here with, like I said, our kindergartner / first grader, and go from there. He's doing mostly kindergarten work only because he kind of fell in that timeline where it was like not quite, he wasn't quite ready for first grade, but yet not, he knows more than preschool. So I don't know, like he technically should be, I guess, in first grade according to his age, but then if you try to get him to focus for too long, he just can't do it. So last year we started kindergarten. We found he was crying a bunch, so we went ahead and switched the mode and just kind of did more hands-on tactile learning and you know, for really short periods of time. But this year I'm trying to get more of an actual sitting, and he's learning really quick and he's moving really fast. So I honestly think we're going to actually go through our kindergarten work pretty quick, and then probably skip quite a bit of it, and then just jump right to first grade. But for now, we're starting off with the Singapore Kindergarten Math. This is the A and B book, and it starts out really, really basic. And so for him, because it's so basic, and it's easy for him, majority of it, I have him actually work for a time versus a page, and I just set the clock for like 5 minutes and let him do as much as he can, because he knows to count 3, but obviously his writing for 3 is a little bit rough still, so you know, this is good practice. But then when you get into book 2 and you look at the end of it, I'm like, fractions, like this is where the kindergarten left off, and I'm not sure if he would have been ready for the next book, so I decided to go with that. And like I said, if some of this is just getting to be redundant and he's picking it up real quick, which it seems like he has been, then we're going to skip ahead and kind of see where he should be. So we're kind of playing that by ear. The handwriting, this is a reason for handwriting, and this is the K one. This is kindergarten again, and again, it is pretty basic. We pull out a lot of the pages, so there's not some in there. We've actually been doing school for, this is our 3rd week, and it's very basic, but it's a good reminder. It's just good to have them go over it and have nice handwriting. So I appreciate that part of it, but it's pretty basic. I was like, oh yeah, this is really, really basic. But again, it's great for kind of refining that handwriting skills and making sure they're really good and they know how to write properly. I didn't do that so much with my daughter, and I'm finding that she's having a harder time. Her letters look fine and she knows how to do them, but she doesn't do them that way all the time because we didn't go over it and over and over. We went over it once or twice and moved on. And so I'm really glad that we're going to kind of go over it more and more. And he still sometimes has a problem remembering some of the letters like Q and stuff like that. So this is just a good way to go over it. Now we're also doing the Adventure in Phonics Level A. It took me a long time to pick out a phonics for him, and I'm really glad we went with this one. And Level A, I don't know if this is kindergarten or not. I honestly can't remember what Level A was. If this was kindergarten, I think it's pretty advanced as far as, you know, I mean, it really goes into the vowel sounds and learning about the vowels and the consonants and stuff like that, which to me, I guess that is kindergarten, but you know, when I'm looking at the ends and the digraphs and all of that, and it just seems pretty advanced. So I'm glad that we went with the Level A, and we'll just continue through this. And I kind of do the same thing with this. We usually do at least 1 page, and if he went through it pretty quick, then I'll have him do a 2nd page, and if not, then he's done with the 1 page. So our next curriculum, and the rest, this part right here is what we actually do together. So he'll do his math, handwriting, and phonics. Obviously, you know, we kind of go back and forth, and I help him with these. And then we do Bible together with his sister, who's, you know, our 4th grader. I read from the Family Bible Story Bible, which I absolutely love. Not only does it have really great lessons that are good for, you know, like accurate to the Bible, but it has these great little things on the sides, like little history and stuff like that. So we've really enjoyed reading this one. My daughter does do a Bible journal that I made her, where it has like a picture, and it kind of has a spot where she writes something she's thankful for, something that the Lord taught her, and it's just kind of her way of keeping track of what, you know, she learned in the lesson. And so she's enjoyed that. And then they both have these fun faith builders. These are by Carson DeLosa, I guess it is. And I picked these ones up on Amazon, and if you can see, it's like they're dot to dot. One's for preschool, one's for 1st through 3rd grade. I couldn't find a 4th grade one for the dot to dot, so it's not very challenging for her, but more than anything, it kind of gives her something to do while I'm reading the Bible story. And then I picked these ones up on Christian Book Distributor. Yes, Christian Book Distributors. And this is the THRU story. And it kind of goes through, it's like a little bit of a worksheet. This is going to be more for my daughter because it's a little bit of an older one. But it also has the narrated story on a CD in the back, which is nice. So that's something she can do on her own. And I also picked up Jonah, and I picked up Joshua. And I figured, too, if there's things that are good that both kids could do. My son's not a big into coloring, so that kind of makes it a little bit different. But it'll do the CD. We'll read through all of this. So this is great because this is something she can, you know, read along with. And then it goes into these activities. And if it's something, like I said, that my son looks like he would be interested in doing, I can actually make color copies of it. I'm not too worried about it. You can just copy it on our home printer real quick so he could do it. But I think it's more for her age level. So like when we're studying Esther, she can do that as well, or she can do it like a study of Esther. Then we have the How Artists Works, and we have How Artists See Work, How Artists See Family, and a little study on Michelangelo. I also have another art program that I have done in the past that I enjoy. But art is kind of one of those things where when she's done all of her other work and she has some extra time, she gets to do it. But if she played around too much, then she doesn't actually get to do it. She will still draw and do art on her own, but we don't actually get to do the lessons because we usually run out of time if she took too long doing other lessons. So we have to get all of our basics done. It's kind of more of like our elective. And then for science, we have this Taking Godly Care of Earth. And this is by the same people that did the dot to dot people. The Carson DeLosa Publishing Company. And this book is definitely a little bit older. I was looking at when it was published, and it was published originally in 1969. And it definitely has that style and that, I don't know, writing to it. However, it's a great book, you know, just kind of taking godly care of the earth. Now, this is something that I want to tell you guys. This is a 2nd and 5th grade book. I actually accidentally ordered 4 of them. I only meant to order 2 of them. So what I want to do for you guys is, if you guys comment below and tell me like what grades you're homeschooling and why you guys what's your favorite thing about homeschooling, and be sure to like the video and subscribe. I will enter you in for a drawing, and I will send 2 families these books, these extra books. So you will go ahead, each family will receive one, and they can use them for their kids and do the science with them. Because it is grade 2 through 5, it's really nice. And honestly, again, this is something that I could make copies of. So, you know, even if you have just one book, you can make copies. You can read the parts, you know, and then when it comes to the activities or the fill-in spots, like here it's, you know, you have to choose what they were doing that's wrong, and then, you know, here's some different things. These are just black and white. So you could easily make copies and share them with your other kids. So I want to go ahead and give those away to 2 people. Again, just comment, tell me what you like about homeschooling and what grades you're teaching, and go ahead, like this video and subscribe, and I will take all of those names, put them in a hat, and let my kids draw 2 of them out, and then I'll contact you guys, and I will send you guys these 2 books. So, how exciting is that? Some free curriculum. Yay! That's what I get for messing up. you guys get a benefit from it. All right, so the other thing we're doing is My Body. This is a great book as well. I don't think I actually did a review on this book, but it's basically you go through and you make this body, like a full-size body of yourself, and you learn about the different parts as you're going through and making your body. So it's pretty cool because, you know, you have the different body parts and it gets more in detailed. And then it talks about here's my brain and how it works and how the cells, and then you're going to add your kidneys. So that's going to be really cool. We also have this little step reader about the body and the bones, and that's really cool. So we'll do that. Our science curriculum is not a set curriculum. We actually mix and match a lot of stuff to make it work. So that's why you see so many books here. We're going to do a series on space. My daughter's been asking me to do a series on space. So we're going to do this. So far, this is the only book I have, but I figure we'll check some out from the library and get into exact, like, you know, what planet, or she wants to study about the moon and stuff, and that will help there. We're doing a study on dinosaurs. My son's really interested in dinosaurs, so we're going to do this study on dinosaurs and just kind of read about him. And I basically take kind of like in this case, there's a different dinosaur on each page. So I might take 1 or 2 dinosaurs a day and just read about them, and then they'll do the little worksheets that go with them. And again, this is something that I could have bought 2. They were only $1 and I should have, but I don't think my son can really do them. So it's usually for my daughter, and then he just kind of follows along and listens to the stories and points and looks in the pictures in the book and stuff like that. We're also doing the series, A Walk in the Rainforest, and it goes through all the different kind of terrains that you can go through. And again, I did a more detailed one, kind of videos on the majority of this curriculum. So you guys, I'll make sure to put a link to all of those up in the corner. If you click that eye and then open it up, it'll show all the videos that, you know, I've already done with more detailed. We're going to do a study on weather. So we've been kind of talking about it, and so we'll just go through, and again, I just read a couple of them, and then, you know, there's projects and different things that we can do that go along with that. We already did a study on the coral reef and the animals from the coral reef, and I cannot find that book anywhere, and I had 2 of them. And my daughter did a workbook to go along with that, and we learned about sharks. Like I said, we learned about the coral reef and the sharks. For whatever reason, only the sharks book is left there, which is good. That means they were using it and reading it. Big cats, polar bear region, which we've done, or the polar region, which we've done a thing on penguins before. That was a lot of fun, and I have a bunch of worksheets to go along with that. A lot of times I just go on Teacher Pays Teacher, or just, you know, Pinterest, and find people who have done worksheets, and I'll just print them off to kind of grade appropriate. About wolves. So these will be a great little unit to do during the winter, you know, kind of talking about cold animals. And then into our social studies, we've been learning about the famous events and symbols of America. So they've been enjoying that, learning about, you know, things like the Declaration of Independence and how John Hancock wrote his name really large so that the King of England didn't have to put his glasses on when he read it. So they're enjoying it. And this is such a cute book because they're really quick little stories, and then they have these little facts. And then I've actually been going on YouTube and finding little kids movies and different movies, and they've actually really enjoyed that. They'll watch them, and then we'll read about it and we'll talk about it. So that has been actually a really wonderful book, and it's so simple. Like, I don't know why sometimes social studies and stuff can get so complicated. Keep it easy. Keep it simple. And then we're going to start going through the states. We've learned a little bit about it, and this is just a really quick thing about it, so I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this yet. I know we tried before doing like one a week, and that was just too much about one state. Maybe if it was a state you lived in, but in other states you don't need it that much. We're also doing one about presidents, and then our first president, and here's the workbook to go with it. And then we've got one about landmarks, about Greece, and a world atlas. And this is a great book from National Geographic I picked off on Amazon. It goes through all the different continents, you know, tell you about North America and kind of go through, you know, it's a great one. Here, you know, just going through all the different parts of the world. And so this is great. You know, again, you know, I can pick out a spot. I can go, okay, well, let's learn about the oceans, and we can go through and read a couple, you know, pages a day and learn about it. And it just seems to be, you know, here, let's learn about the Pacific Ocean today. Let's learn about the Atlantic. And so we just keep it really quick and simple, because I find if we don't get it done. And so by doing it this way, you know, we can do our social studies in like 10, 15 minutes. The kids enjoy it, and they seem to be retaining it really well. So that makes me happy. I also have this Abeka book. that talks about the American heritage, our American heritage. And so I can go in here and it's great because it lays everything out really quick and easy. So if we're learning about presidents or stuff like that, I can easily put it on here, you know, or find it and we can just read about it from here. So it's just another reference for it. And now this is my daughter's 4th grade lessons, her actual work. And we're doing the transition handwriting from A Reason for Handwriting. And so this will transition from print to cursive, which technically is supposed to be done in 3rd grade, I guess, but we didn't get to. And because, like I said, she was sloppy on her handwriting, I actually ordered her the cursive one and then went back and ordered this one. So, because I found that she probably should work on her print before she even moves on to handwriting. So she does that. And this is a great one too. I did a more detailed review on it, but this is a great series, The Reason for Handwriting. I absolutely love him. We had The Reason for Spelling last year and she loved it, but we are not doing that spelling this year because this book, Learning Through Language Arts, is awesome, guys. Like, when I first got it, I was so confused thinking, oh, what did I do? I got this is going to be crazy hard. So far, it's been amazing. Now, this book contains her grammar, her reading, her vocabulary, her spelling, her writing mechanics, poetry, research, and creative writing. All of those subjects are covered in this lesson every day. So I love it. We already went through the Boxcar Kids, which she absolutely loved. We love this movie, so she was so excited to read it, and it was so cute watching her, you know, the comparisons between the book and the movie. So that was really fun, and she was excited to hear that there's a whole series of them. So we went through that. We did the book study on that, and then we've been going into the actual you know, lessons. And again, I did a whole review on this and I was kind of like skeptic, and oh my gosh, it has been so wonderful. She loves it because it literally covers everything. So like today we happen to be doing a little bit more about spelling, and first she had to do writing and she has to write really nice, or she has to spend more time in her handwriting book. And then we did a little spelling. We learned about syllables, and it just goes through each day. It's so awesome. So we absolutely love it. The next book we will be reading is going to be The Sign of the Bear. And then we're going to do Wilbur and Orville Wright. And then we're going to do Ben and Me. So those are, I heard Ben and Me is supposed to be a really cute book. And The Sign of the Bear, somebody else was telling me, was a really great book. So we do these 4 book studies throughout the year. She's actually had to write some from other books too, like 2 of her favorite books she had to pick passages from. But so far we've loved the Boxcar, and we'll be doing these next 3 books throughout the year. So we basically do 1 a quarter and then study it, and then it goes into research, writing, paper, and everything. So it's really awesome. And it just makes it so much more simple than having to do, like, okay, first we do grammar and now we have to do spelling, and then, you know, it's like, it just, everything's done right there. So simple, done real quick. And that's my daughter. And it's actually one of Kathy Duffy's 100 picks, and now I know why, because it's amazing. And then she's doing the math teaching textbooks, level 5 math, grade 5 math, because it seems like teaching textbooks might be about a grade behind when it comes to what kids are doing. So, you know, I've talked to so many people and they say their kids are a grade ahead of what in math of what they are and everything else. So I don't know if that's the case or not, but I know for her, she tested and could have actually done 5th grade math last year, but I didn't. She passed the test to do it, but I didn't want her to do it. So we did 4th grade last year. We're doing 5th grade this year. So she's just staying a grade ahead so far, and that's been good. So there you guys go. That is our curriculum, our 3rd grade, our joint curriculum, and our kindergarten curriculum for 2016-17 homeschool year. Again, I will be sure to put a link to all these videos that give you more in-depth about these curriculums, because I did individual videos on each curriculum. But this is already such a long video, I didn't want to talk in too much more detail about all of it, but wanted to show you guys what we were doing this year. So thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to comment and like below and subscribe to get your chance to win one of these Taking Godly Care of the Earth books. I will go ahead and do this drawing. Let's do it at the end of the month. That's not that far away. So on September 1st, I will announce the winner for that. So thanks you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.